Yes, Wednesday. The box office preview show early because it's Thanksgiving Eve. It feels like a Thursday, doesn't it? Tonight, the live out-of-theater reaction for Disney Animation's Zootopia 2. The billion-dollar Oscar winner finally has a sequel. And sadly, it's nowhere near as great as the first. This song alone is better than anything in Zootopia 2. The Shakira track, Try Everything, tonight, live from the City of Angels. Let's get my out-of-theater reaction, the picture that you can see how excited I am to watch this. Not very. I saw it in 3D tonight, so I did kind of like that, seeing it in 3D. I recommend animated films in that format if you have it available to you. It does dim the screen a bit, but one of the positives here tonight with this film is that I believe that it looks really great. That is really not up for debate here tonight. The problem is the rest of what we're talking about here tonight. And here it is, before I get into exactly what didn't work, more specifically, the most appropriate word for Zootopia 2 is serviceable. That's not really a glowing review, right? Nothing here comes close to topping, hell, matching the original's freshness and the earned laughs in that film. I'll remind you of those laughs with a clip I have lined up here in a minute. To call this a banger, as one of the film Twitter elites said, is further proof that we live in a very fraudulent space that is the world of film. The rule of this year, and this again has become reality here tonight, don't ever trust the hype. Go in with lower expectations. Then maybe you won't be disappointed with the film. We'll talk about what's wrong with it momentarily, but here is 30 seconds to get you warmed up on MMT.
We've been framed.
You're in trouble, so we're here to help.
Kiss the ring right now. Kiss it.
This November,
I want the fox and that rabbit. I would like to call a partner meeting.
We have to clear our names.
I got eyes on them.
We need to just lay low. Flash, 100-yard dash. We need to get across town, ignore the laws.
No problem.
Disney Zootopia.
Okay, there's the best laugh, and it's in the trailer. They give you Flash again. And I'll remind you why Flash was great momentarily, because that was the highlight of one, right? That DMV scene. Well, this time around, there isn't one. There is no highlight except for the outstanding animation. I would say that this visually looks like the best animated film of the year, although my favorite of the year is Chainsaw Man overall. That's anime, obviously, and that animation is lights out as well. But, you know, traditional, even though it's not really traditional animation, this is a really great-looking film. That should not surprise you. So kudos to Disney Animation for that. And that's where the plaudits end, and we go to the strikes against Zootopia 2. Nothing surpasses the first. Not a single element here is better than the first. In fact, you're reminded very early that this is a subpar imitation of number one when you get a new Shakira song that's not nearly as awesome as Try Everything. So you're later going, okay, I guess that's what we're going to do this entire time. Just get slightly worse than what we got the last time around. It's not an awful film, but you're just not going to laugh a lot. There's very minimal earned laughs. And I go back to the DMV and the Flash, and that is some classic stuff. I mean, I was literally, you talk about LOLing. I remember 9 years ago seeing this film, Century City, early screening. Wow, Disney has a runaway smash on its hands with Zootopia. This time around, you have a cash grab. it could have been so much better because these are first level jokes. What does that mean? That means I'm going to write my script and insert some really kind of just basic jokes that aren't the best version of the final joke that should be in the film. Now, you're going to say, what's an example? Give me one, Weber. Well, here it is. There's a character in this film that is a beaver. And forget about the sexual orientation of the beaver. There's some scuttlebutt about that. But here's what I'm going to tell you. One of the other animals, can't remember, there's so many different species in this film, says, hey, woodchuck. And she's like, I'm a beaver. I'm like, man, okay. Now listen, I'm not suggesting that this is gold and you need to hire me to punch up every movie, but which is better? That by itself. Hey, woodchuck. Hey, I'm a beaver. Or this. Insert animal comes in, whatever species it was, and looks at the beaver and goes, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And she's like, damn it, I'm sick of that song, and I am not a fucking, and beep it. I mean, literally beep it. I know it's a kid's movie, but literally, fucking beaver. And that's gold. It's better. I shouldn't be rewriting the movie on the way home from AMC tonight. That's what I'm doing. But you get the average reviewer out there. This is really funny. This is so smart. This is not Lord and Miller level animated comedy. Go back and you look at their work. Obviously, Lego Movie, Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs. When you get geniuses writing comedy, you're going to get great stuff. Zootopia doesn't have anything that approximates the laughs of the first, and that is why we're so much lower here tonight. You also have a neutered Nick, right? When you look at Jason Bateman's character, the Fox, he just isn't the same. He's more reformed, right? He's not the street criminal. He's still kind of the sketchy dude in a way, but he's now got more of a heart of gold, and he's with his partner, which we saw that relationship form, but now he's a cop, and just that whole thing just doesn't have you. Listen, can I just say it? This film will not leave you cinematically erect. That is, I know, that's what we do here. I'm just telling you. I was on my phone in the back of the theater where no one could see me because the film just isn't great. Sorry, there's no other way to put it. 75%. That's a C. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Your call. Little kids will like this because the jokes work in that regard, right? They're very basic in that first level. I want a second, third, fourth level joke. I'm getting first level jokes repeatedly here, and they do not land. And that leaves you just saying, why? Why did we do this? Well, I can tell you why. It made $1 billion last time around and won the Oscar, correct? For animated. So what do you expect? It took 9 years. You'd think you'd come up with a better script than this Zootopia 2, which is a C at best, and hell no, it's not a banger. So how do you fix this? You punch the jokes up. You know, I mean, that's just my first pass at punching it up, giving you the woodchuck chuck. Just something a little more crazy, a little funny, a little weirder. This film doesn't have anything that's really weird. The pacing's okay. It's just the jokes aren't like bang, 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 bang. That's Lord and Miller. That's the speed at which you're watching the film. So look, here, let's go back to Zootopia 1 and just to relive just a second of the DMV scene. And this is better than anything in Zootopia. This is from the trailer for 1, and here's a taste of that DMV scene with Flash that will have you laughing out loud legitimately.
I need you to run a plate.
All right, I know a guy. You need something done, he's on it.
They're all sloths? We are in a really big hurry.
Right here.
I am on
It?
break.
And it goes on like that forever. It's so great. That scene is everything. Just give me that one thing. And then, of course, listen, here comes the Shakira song again.
I have 36 hours left. We can only solve it together.
It's not about how bad you want something.
And
it's about what you
want.
want.
We have our boy, Sean the Fraud Fantasy, calling this a banger tells me he never saw one. Because if he thinks 2 is a banger, where do you go from that when 1 destroys anything in 2? This isn't a contest. And again, listen, whenever you revisit a world, we talked about this with Wicked too. It's not as good as the first. Rarely. Name a few. Aliens, Godfather 2. There's only Raid 2. There's only so many sequels that are better than the original. It's very hard to do. This is definitely not one of those. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If anyone thinks this is better than 1, just don't listen to him ever again. Legitimately. Well, exactly, right? Despicable Me, you get that fall off from 1 to 2. It's anything, man. Virtually, you can throw any sequel into the pot, and the chances are it's going to be worse than the first, except for the ones I mentioned. If you have an exception, hit me. Hit me with one I'm forgetting. I'm just saying off the top of my head, Aliens, and some would argue that. Raid 2, and Raid 1 is lights out, but Raid 2 is one of the best action films of all time. And you look at just those rare Godfather 2. You look at the rare examples. It doesn't happen often. Dark Knight. I'll give you that. But you look at, for sure. But you look at it, it's rare, right? And not here. Now, here's the good news, though. For us movie lovers, cinema lovers, and I don't mean this isn't cinema, you know what I mean, going to the movies. You could have a $500 million debut by the time Sunday comes around. Now, remember, this opened on a Tuesday, so the Tuesday preview number's in. I have the email here from Disney. We'll go over it right now. You look at 10.2 million from yesterday in preview cash. Started about 2 o'clock. So they had almost a full day of screenings. But 10.2 million is the second highest ever for Disney animation, behind only Moana 2, which had 13.8 million on its Tuesday. Same thing, right? It opened, was it not the exact same right before Thanksgiving? So we have the same kind of setup. I think that this film can easily get to $1 billion. I mean, we're talking 500 million by Sunday. Then for sure, we are looking at $1 billion film. I just wish it were better. Again, not bad film. Inside Out 2, right? I think Inside Out 2 is better than this. But again, Inside Out 2, not better than Inside Out 1. So Inside Out 2 got to $154 million 3-day opening. We know well over $1 billion on that. You look at all the film's top animated previews. Incredibles 2, 18.5 million, got to 183. So here tonight at 10, that puts us around Minions Rise of Gru, which was 107 million for the 3-day. But again, because of Thanksgiving, you get that 5-day window, which throws everything off. So predicting a normal 3-day number is much more difficult. But if we get to 500 million, then wow. And you're going to say, well, how's that possible? Because that makes sense. It's a great question. How is it possible to get to 500 million? Because of China. China loves Zootopia. Here, directly from the Disney PR staff, the film delivered a historic debut, scoring the 10th highest opening day of all time for a U.S. release, setting new records for both the biggest opening day and highest single-day box office ever for a U.S. animated film, and marking the strongest opening day for any U.S. title since May 2021. The current estimate for the opening day is 33.7 million, opening at number 1. That is what they think, because when this email went out this morning, it was still being tabulated. Remember, the studios do get that number overnight, so they'll have what that actual number is for China that first day tomorrow, and they'll estimate the next day. As you guys know, we do the box office show on Sunday morning, and I'm able to tell you what the weekend is before Sunday happens, because they know based on Friday and Saturday and the drop-off, and is it a holiday? Are there big NFL games? Is there weather impacting? We can estimate that Sunday to give us that 3-day debut that is very rarely off by more than 500,000 max. Typically, it's not off by anywhere near that. That would be a big miss. Anything like 1 million or more would be a big error. Typically, we don't see that. Social scores are phenomenal, they say, from China. You look at a 9.5 on this, which is 9.5 out of 10. Zootopia was the first one. So this one will not be as high. It just isn't as good. I mean, how many times do I have to say that? Does anybody think this is better? Please tell me. We'll go to Rotten Tomatoes and we'll destroy somebody who thinks that because, sorry, we're not going to play that game. We're just not. We're not going to play. And by the way, if you stumbled upon MMT and you're like, well, this guy's really opinionated, this guy's really edgy, this guy, too bad. It's what I do. And I'm not going to hold back and pretend that everyone's opinion is valid and everyone has the same equal. No, it's 100% not true. It's not true. And I'm not going to play that game. We're not going to play it. Okay? Are you telling me every NBA player is the same? Is that what you're going to tell me? Yeah. Okay. They're all Michael Jordan. They're all Kobe Bryants. Yep. Sure. Okay. You're going to tell me everybody in anything is the same? It's not true. You guys, come on. It's just, we've been told, this younger generation especially, you're all as gifted as the next person. Bullshit. Not true. 100% not true. You're lying to yourself if you think that. You have individual talents that you can build on, and most of them are God-given, okay? Whatever religion you believe in, heck, even if you're not, you have to believe there's a creator, and he or she gives us those tools that we can sharpen. And for some people, they don't have any tools. So you're sharpening literally bone. There's nothing to sharpen. And that's just the reality of it. Korea is going to be another big market for this. So they love their Zootopia over there in the Asian countries. All right. Unfortunate news is it tells us type of movies general audiences flock to. Yeah, exactly. Rest in peace, indie and big mid-budget films, Sadvik, as we've talked about repeatedly here on the channel. You know, you just look at where we are as, in the cinematic landscape of films that are doing well, and you're talking about Zootopia, you're talking about The Wickeds, you're not seeing these smaller films, and we've talked about so many of them be buried lately. Even A24 films are not hitting as they have. Now, I think there will be a turnaround for that with Marty Supreme. It is setting up very nicely for that film. It's over the Christmas corridor. As you guys know, Christmas corridor is the biggest 2-week window of the entire movie-going calendar. It's all focused on that 2 weeks, and you get every day essentially like a Saturday because everyone's off and they're going to the movies. And if you give them something, they will come. You have Avatar, film I'm not excited for, but again, it benefits from that window. Zootopia will still be in theaters. Wicked will still be in theaters. We'll have to see how those hold up. But, again, the average person, when they watch Zootopia 2, is not going to say, I hate this movie. They're not going to say that. They're going to say it's fine. Maybe someone will say, hey, I laughed my ass off. It's just not. Listen, anyone who writes should know that this is not a great script. From a humor standpoint, it does not land the way that it really should. And that's, again, listen, man, when you have 9 years to write a sequel, how do you not make sure that it lands? I don't even understand how that happens. Because you know why? We have a bunch of sub-talented people out there. I just said it. I said it before about this whole space. Do you think everybody who's got a YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, X, do you think all of them are good? Do you really? Do you really think that? Because you're fucking wrong, and you know you're wrong. Like, don't even pretend that. You're literally delusional. You're lying to me and to yourself, because the reality is most people aren't great at things, but yet they still do them, and God bless them for doing it, but it doesn't mean they're good because they do it. They have to be good, period. That's it. And the fact that you guys seem to think, some of you, that everybody's opinion's valid. No, it's not. You could be fucking dumb as hell. Like, why do I have to assume that you know what you're talking about? You prove that over years and years. Why drag all these 20-year-olds to come out saying the best movie ever made? You're 22. You don't know shit. What are you talking about? Take time. Wait. You do not grab the crown from Burger King, throw it on. I'm the king. You're 22. You got forever, man. You're not the king right now. You're not gonna. Who knows if you'll ever be? But that generation was told, "Oh, we're all so talented. We're all so wonderful. We all got trophies." No, some of us actually have an Emmy. That's the difference between me and you. I have an Emmy. You have one that your coach gave you in Little League, and it means nothing because you lost 17-0. This is an Emmy. This is why I love the channel. This is what we do. Here comes the theater check. Let's do the seat check right now. You know what? You get what you get. You don't like what you just leave. I don't care. You think I'm going to lose sleep over this? That's what I do. I'm not here to influence and win friends and influence others. I'm here to state truths, and whether that works for you or not, that's not my problem. Let's look here, and you can see this is the Dolby going off here at, well, a few minutes ago, 7:15. So just actually the movie started like 10 minutes ago by the time previews are over. But you can see it looks really nice. Let's go and check. And this is, again, an animated film at night. But remember, it's Disney. It's a sequel to a movie from 9 years ago. You get the young kids, the 22-year-olds, remember the first. So they'll go to see this. Here's Real D, 8 o'clock. Again, I like the 3D. That looks pretty good. Small little theater there. Looks solid. Let's go across the street to Universal and check Prime. They're still wait, I was going to say it's not there. Where is it? Because look, it's gone. I was wondering because it's past the showtime. Why is it still sitting there? Let's go to Real D 9:30. We hit that, and you can see that that's a really small little theater there. Universal is cool. I just hate paying for parking up there. Sorry. I mean, you can't beat Burbank. It's free parking. Let's try Century City, and then we'll see where we're at. 8:15 Century City. Wow, look at that. That's slammed. That's really busy. People go to the movies. It's a big night to go to the bars, go to the movies. I'm sure Chris Gore is out getting drunk right now because he's an alcoholic. But I mean, whatever, if that's what you want to do. It is a fun night. When I lived in Columbus, I used to go out on the night before Thanksgiving because everyone would come back into town you hadn't seen in a while. And you'd hang out and we'd go clubbing. We'd go to Wall Street. I think I've told you the story. When I went to Columbus, Ohio, I used to go to the gay bars all the time. I used to go to Wall Street, which was a lesbian bar. And why did I go? Because, not a lesbian. Because, do you see what you're getting? Do you see? Do you understand that you can't replicate? AI could never do this show. It would never work. They could try, but it'd be like, I don't even know what this guy's going to do. How does AI doesn't know? They have no clue. So I used to go to Wall Street on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving because they played, it was alternative dance music. It was New Order, Depeche Mode, Pet Shop Boys, all that stuff, early techno, all that stuff in the early to mid 90s. And so we all go out and have a great time. Man, Wall Street was awesome. It was this club, kind of like, do you guys remember Cocktail? So Cocktail, one of my favorite. You talk about a really fun 80s film. You look at Cocktail. Cocktail has that scene where it goes in and it's that giant club and they're spinning the stuff around. Wall Street was like that. It was this big, you walked in through the back alley and you had no idea what you're getting into. And then you walk in and you're in this gigantic, like huge, tall club and the music's pumping. I'm like, this is awesome. In Columbus, Ohio. This is why I'm able to fit in all over because we had that in Columbus. I wasn't like some sheltered, you live in Ohio and you've got to do all the, no, I did things that were artistic and cool, and we had independent cinema. We had all that there. So it allowed me to think bigger and to say, hey, I want to one day be in a city that has those things, even though now that I live in LA and I've been here for 7+ years, before that, 5 years before that, I've been here so long that it's worn off on me. I mean, they just invited me to an event next weekend, this coming weekend, I should say. It's on Saturday. Pedro Pascal is there introducing the maker of Sorry Baby, which I liked. But I'm at the point, look, 5 years ago, I would have gone to that and said, this is fun. Now I don't even have any interest. So, by the way, to those of you who are like, oh, Weber doesn't have, I told you guys, we have plenty of people that watch the channel. We have plenty of people that are fully aware of who EW is, and certainly MMT. So I just know that. Just always remember that. And to people like my boy or girl, I don't know who runs the account at Empire Box Office, you're an anon bitch. And every single fucking day that I wake up, I destroy you. Do not forget that. Always remember that at the end of the day, you don't have the fortitude to put your face in front of anything, because you will forever be someone who lives in the shadows and has no temerity, and you'll never be remembered in the eventuality of time. It will never happen. You are a forgettable person. Don't ever come after me again. I will destroy you any day that I choose. So don't bother. It's laughable. It's a fucking joke. So don't ever do it again. Could disagree more about Zootopia. The jokes and all the clever references to other films are hilarious. Surprise you. No, it's not nearly as good as the first, Alex. I'm not going to play that game. We're not doing it. It's nowhere near. It's not even close. and it's not even a contest. So Alex, and I appreciate you watching, but there's no chance. I'm not moving off of that. No chance. A few more comments and we're going to get out of here. This is it tonight. I'm only going to do this and I'm rolling out, and then we're going to come back on Sunday and we're going to do the regular show. We'll talk about Cameron hammering Netflix. We'll do the evaluation for eternity. We've got a bunch of things, so it should be fun to do on Sunday night. You brought the enemy and can prove it. Well, that's the thing, dude. Listen, Safik, at the end of the day, that's the thing. This is what I'm telling you, and this is why I bring up that the Empire, whatever. Listen, if you're going to be someone who literally doesn't have the guts in life to show people who you actually are and be proud of who that person is, rather than hide in anonymity and say shit because you're a nobody and never will be anybody, remember that some of us actually have done things in our life. We have backed them up and we do it every day. And when you don't have that in your life, do not come after me and be jealous or try to pretend that I am not fucking fully right here. I am right fucking here. Whenever you want me, I'm right here. You don't see me hiding. You don't see me. Who else takes pictures everywhere? Not because I'm like, look, I want to take selfies. It's because I want to remind these soulless, faceless little that some of us live full throttle and don't hide and pretend to be tough guys in the fucking shadows. That's pathetic. That's, go back to Reddit. Go do your Reddit thing if you want to do that, because it's the same shit. I don't have to. I live in this world where I have the stuff to back me up. I've done this, and I'm not going to run from stuff. It's embarrassing, some of these people. But listen, and funny thing is, I had this in the closet. The only reason I brought this up because we had that guy who was talking about, I think I can win an Emmy. I'm like, I got an Emmy. It's in the fucking closet. I don't even care. I leave it here now. I'm like, fine, you're going to play that game. You want to play the game? There it is. What do you want to do? I mean, what else? That's the thing. Let's watch. I do want to watch a quick trailer. There was something I want to check. Give me a second. I'm going to it. Give me. And then we'll talk. We'll do more on Sunday, I promise, when it comes to more of the overall everything going on. And I do want to see Eternity for good things. Really good things. In fact, Gone Girl already saw it and said he really liked it. And he said it's life affirming. I'm like, well, there you go. I'm down. I'm 100% down. Okay, let's check and see what we got here on the trailers. Yeah. I mean, that too, Sid Davis. I didn't laugh once. And just because it's a call out to The Shining or whatever, that's fine, but it still has to be good. It doesn't matter. Just because you did that doesn't mean it's great. It still has to work. You can just throw all kinds of shit in there. This is what I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch Hoppers. Now, just so you know, they played the Hoppers trailer, and remember how I told you I don't ever watch these until I'm on with you guys? Well, listen to me. I walked out. When the trailer was on, I walked out. So this is the Pixar film Hoppers. It's attached to Zootopia 2. Here we go.
Doc! Oh, I need your help. Mabel, I'm in the middle of class. A class that you are enrolled in.
Sup, Mabel?
Come with me. The traditional methods to understand
first of all, this is already weirder than I expected. So that's cool. I like strange. Let's see where this is going.
Just weren't working. But we've done it, Mabel. We created a revolutionary technology that gives us unprecedented access to the animal world. We call it Hoppers. Huh? We put this into this. Yes, this into this. Mabel, be careful!
Okay, listen, all the conspiracy theorists out there, remember how they say they like to show us, do they have this technology already?
Whoa. And they were in the same den.
No.
I understand you.
I mean, talking animals will always hit, right? Look at Zootopia. Which, by the way, Zootopia is Richard Scarry. That's all it is. Let's just make a Richard Scarry. Remember those? So awesome. I was staring at those books for hours and hours. All the cars and all the creatures driving them around.
What you doing, lady?
This is incredible!
Hey, what's your name, Beaver?
Mabel?
You want to live here, you better learn pond rules.
What are
Pond rules?
So this almost feels a little bit like a goof version of The Wild Robot, which, of course, all these films are derivative of one another, so it's not like Wild Robot was original. But right, here we go. We're out with the clan, learning to adapt to the environment.
Oh, I am clearing the rest of the day. Let's hear it for Mabel, everyone. Rule number 1, don't be a stranger. Looking good, Fran. Tom, Laquan, Tamara, Prudence, Pete, Peter, Petey. Yeah, it's crowded, but we're still alive.
I mean, that's almost Illumination-esque. It reminds me a little of that film with the ducks, Migration, which I liked. I think that was a cute film. So if this is in that kind of vein, which it feels like it, I'll probably be down for this.
Rule number 2, when you gotta eat, eat.
How did he get a little crown?
That's your question?
Yeah, that's perfect for tonight. That's what you could ask of half of Film Twitter. Where'd you get your crown? Burger King?
Fellow animals! The humans have stolen their last inch of land from us.
There he is.
We gotta fight back!
She seems to have become a Joan of Arc type rebel leader.
Mabel, we do not use hopping technology to upset the animal world.
It's wild in a way like that I didn't expect. I like it.
She found the button. The Animal Council has been summoned. The shrill beaver is right.
Yeah!
Their treachery ends here, now.
Yeah!
Let's squish the humans.
Yeah! Wait,
See, all this is faster, quicker, and funnier than anything in Zootopia 2. Everything I'm seeing here is just punched up. Better. It's not Lord Miller punched up, but it's punched up.
Squish? They squish
See,
us. Why shouldn't we?
That bang, bang, right, bang, bang. It's pacing of the jokes. It's hitting a joke multiple times. Go back to, like I said, with the beaver and the woodchuck. Instead of just throwing, again, I'm telling you, my line's better. You guys know I'm right. Instead of, hey, I'm not a woodchuck, have the character sing how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And then you're building the joke, right? You're setting it up, and then you hit it, and then you're, damn it, I hate that song. That's funnier than, I'm just a beaver, stop calling me, right? Do you see what I'm saying? It's the same idea, but you're twisting it, contorting it, and making it weirder and pushing the boundary. We don't have any of that in Zootopia. None of the boundaries are pushed. It's like, we're just going to go to the right here, and we're just going to stop. That's about right there.
Squish one of them!
I really don't think we need to go all the way to squish.
That was intense.
Okay, so I like the premise. I like the speed. The wit seems pretty solid. We will say this is a go for Pixar, who's not had a good film in a very long time. I think the best Pixar film of the past several years is, without question, Soul. There's nothing that comes close. Elio. Ooh, did you guys see that? Apparently, the reason Elio wasn't good is because you had the character was gay, and they had to go back in and kind of, sand it down, which I understand why, because of all the, you're right. And listen, I just told you I will go to lesbian clubs in Columbus. So don't tell me I'm like anti-gay, right? That's not at all. I go to West Hollywood, I have a great time. It's all good. But the point is that when you give that to a general audience, a lot of conservatives out there are like, no, I can't do it. This is too much. And fine. Okay, I understand that stance. I'm not saying you're wrong to have that. I see both sides. I really do. I think that's why I try to be as objective as possible. Objective. But here's the deal, is that Elio suffered because whatever you were trying to do gets sanded down and watered down, and then it just ends up being a bad film. Elio, not awful, just not good. For Pixar, you're like, what? What happened to Pixar? That's the thing we've seen. Let's hope it's a success. Pixar originals haven't. Well, that's what I said. I mean, you go back and you look at, what was the other one with the boy who was the mermaid? That one, right? That one has gay overtones, right? The one boy's clearly gay. I mean, every time the girl comes around, he's like, hey, get this girl out of here. I'm like, oh, geez. Like, it's right there. Like, these, and that's the thing is, I understand the mindset, okay? Don't think I don't. That when you go to cartoon, I don't need to know the sexual preference of the beaver. I get it. Which is think about that for a second, what I just said. Can you when you go to that animated movie, I don't need to know if the beaver is a lesbian. I get it. Like, Totally understand that. And I agree. I don't think that's even important. Is it part of it? If it's a story about sex, then maybe. But otherwise, they're kids. Like, let's not do that. I totally understand that. And so I think Pixar's learned that lesson. So if they're going to do it, they're going to say after, oh, by the way, didn't you know that this was the case? And you're like, who cares, really? Why are we even bringing that up? I think that's the thing when people talk about pushing agenda, that's where I have an issue, right? Whenever something is inserted and it feels really forced into the film. I mean, I would argue Zootopia has a very much of, unite all cultures, which is not listen, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's very, very, very heavy on the multicultural, everybody get along, let's have everybody. And listen, again, that's not an issue. But again, when the messaging starts to get like so much, you're like, okay, listen, I got it. Do we really need to be bashing me over the head? I don't think Zootopia quite gets there, but it's very apparent. And for some people, they don't want that at all. Okay. I'm not talking about one battle after another. The messaging is very obvious and very left wing. Anyone who argues that is left wing because they're completely delusional and obviously not being honest with you. So again, all that stuff is up for debate, and I have no problem discussing it. But I don't want to like make the movie a success or a failure based on if a character is gay. I mean, unless it destroys the film and it doesn't have any reason to exist. Different. But remember, how many channels out there, that's the thing they do, right? That's the thing that we're going to focus on. What is the thing that Hollywood is doing here? And I'm going to rail on that for an hour, like our boy, skinny fat guy. What's his name? The guy who's got the English accent, who all he does is all that stuff, Disparu or something like that. The guy who's making fun of people's physical appearance when he looks like he's about 125 pounds with zero definition. And he's going to come on and start talking about how someone looks silly. Dude, you can't, let me explain something to you, Disparu or whatever your name is. You cannot go around talking shit about people and their physique when you look literally like you have zero definition in your body. You've never touched a weight. Like, that's not something that you should be doing. If I do that, why do you think I get away with the physique critique? Do you think I could get away with the physique critique if I did not go to the gym and was not in the best shape of anyone in film Twitter land? No, of course I couldn't. That's because you earn it. So I'm talking about the whole time. Earn it. Oh, don't do this to me, Gone Girl, because the stream's almost over, so I'll do it. Michigan, we better beat Michigan on Saturday. Guys, if Ohio State loses to Michigan, the Sunday stream might be canceled. No, we'll do it, but it'll be like a funeral. We'll get all black MMT. You'll be like, what's happening? It'll be like faintly gray. We'll put up a tombstone. I mean, but then again, last year we lost and went on to win the national title. Of course, because I played for the Ohio State University. That's why I just laugh, right? When fans are like, like, dude, you didn't ever play. You never played football. Why don't we stop? I used to play Smear the Queer in my neighborhood on Thanksgiving. That's what it was called. Do not tell me it was not called Smear the Queer. You'd get the ball, and then everyone in the neighborhood would pile on the dude with the ball. I didn't want it. I was skinny. I was fast as fuck, but I was not big. My buddy Keith was like husky, right? He wore the husky shit. And he got the ball, and he'd be knocking you into the side of a house, into the bushes. That's how we rolled. You played Smear the Queer, and we would just get into it. We got into fights, man. I remember this one kid like bit down on my finger. I thought he was going to take my finger off. He was biting my finger off. And I was like, damn, man, you almost took my finger off. And then we were inside playing Atari a few minutes later. That's how we were as Gen X. We didn't have this whole shit. We beat the hell out of each other. This is why I'm telling these people that are faceless, nameless cowards on X, you don't know what it's like to be the man in real life. You never will. You can pretend, but you don't know. Some of us know. We fucking know because we've lived it. Illinois beat Michigan. That's right. If we do that, right? Listen, if we can't beat Michigan, the only problem is I wish it was at Ohio Stadium. I mean, it was last year. But this is, I'm a little nervous. Again, my life's not going to change. That's the thing I love about sports, right? These people go, oh my God, if they lose. I'm like, dude, if they lose or they win, the chances of your life being even minusculely changed is very low. So what are we talking about? Why are people so tribal about that? I mean, listen, Ohio State grad. It's not like I'm just randomly picking a school. But still, at the end of the day, my life will go on, right? Like tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. By the way, why do you think we have the orange on tonight? Because of Thanksgiving. Because it's Thanksgiving-esque. Plus, I'm not going to lie, you've got the Zootopia thing. You've got the Fox. So you see, these things are planned out. That's the wrong kit. I got to switch it later. I'll do it in Photoshop. This is the kit tonight's Luton Town. So, again, I'm here. I'm not hiding behind an avatar. Okay, and I'm the real deal. So don't forget that. So all of you out there who don't have the fortitude to show the world who you actually are, hiding behind an avatar, and I'm not saying the guys who watch channel, you're awesome. The people who talk shit, don't do that. You haven't earned it. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. And otherwise, just don't do it. It's just a weak way to live. I suggest to you, don't ever run from who you are, and don't ever pretend to be something you're not. I think that's a big problem too. And I think this space and a lot of spaces are full of people that are not authentic. They are putting on an act. This is not an act. You can tell. Dudes, I do the stream in my sleep at this point. This is very easy to me. You say, how am I able to do that? Because it's me shooting. I am shooting. You guys have heard, not shooting bang bang, shooting like wrestling. In wrestling, they call an interview that is very personal and based on reality a shoot. You are not scripting anymore. You're shooting. You're just saying, hey, this guy's an asshole. His wife's a bitch. And all that stuff that's based in reality. So you get some natural heat that's real. Like, a lot of the stuff I shoot on the critics in this space, like a fantasy, biggest fraud in the universe, certainly in the space. Again, why do I constantly drag him? I'm going to explain this to you one more time before we get out here on this Thursday. Well, I keep thinking it's Thursday, but it's Wednesday. Here's the deal. The reason that I drag that guy over and over is because whenever the perceived value of something is way too high, I'm going to have a natural, very visceral, critical reaction to it. Now, if that dude earned his shit, if I watched his stuff and I said, this guy is good, this guy has insight, this guy's not a directorial glazer, then I would never say anything I've said. But when you look and you look at the writing, you look at everything that dude, and here's the thing, it's all the things I said, it's fraudulent. But then you go to, this is the problem, because of the weight of the perceived value of the person, that is naturally going to have a reaction from me that's going to be severe. Because if you have not earned it, it's one thing, right? Again, Zootopia 2. I don't think it's awful. It's not a great film. But if you're going to start saying something is the greatest of all time, this is great. Go back and look at when we talked about Hamnet. The problem comes is that we've got all the young kids and people like your boy Fantasy who don't really know what they're talking about. They pretend, and they frankly don't even have taste. That's a problem too. And then you have to deal with, well, this was etched in stone by this person, and then you go, well, wait, this person isn't worthy of why are you listening to this person? This person hasn't proved to be valuable, and their words aren't worth what you're assigning the worth of. And that's the issue. That's where the anger comes in. That's where the pushback is strongest, because if you're not able to back up, and as I've done now 10 years doing this with hundreds of hours of this and being objective, and no one's stronger at evaluating a film, I think, objectively than me, with no agenda, none, zero. That's very difficult. And I also have no care for directorial glaze. That is a big problem in the space. When you look at the average person in the space, they love to glaze directors because they want them on the show, right? They want them to be, come on and let's talk about whatever they're talking about. And that's the thing is I have no interest in that. And look, a great example is going back to what I said earlier with that invite for this weekend for the Pedro Pascal event. I mean, you don't think that the average film person would be like, I can't wait to go there. I want to take a selfie with Pedro Pascal. First of all, if I were to go to that event, I would not take a selfie with Pedro Pascal. I have dragged Pedro Pascal for bringing up all the trans stuff all the time. Not because I don't think he has the right to. I think as an actor who is trying to sell a project, he should not be inserting his views on a certain topic. I understand his sister. You got to listen to me. You can't be talking politics when you're the front of a movie that is hundreds of millions of dollars and you're trying to get as many people as possible in the door. I run a very niche channel here called Midnight Movie Talk. It's MMT. It's my channel. I am not fronted with $100 million trying to get as many advertisers and viewers as possible. If I were, I wouldn't be doing what I do, because clearly this is not going to work for the average advertiser. This is not going to work for a studio. This is not going to work because I'm aggressive. But Pedro Pascal, you're not me. You're not doing MMT. You're the face of Fantastic Four. You're the face of these films. You cannot do that. You understand? So do you think I'm going to go take a picture with Pedro Pascal and pretend I don't talk that shit? That's the difference between me and everyone else. The other people would. They'd be like, oh, this movie's terrible, and this Pedro Pascal, hey, can I get a selfie with you? Because I don't live that way. I will not do that. I would never. If I went there, I don't think I'd even talk to him. I wouldn't talk to him. What do I have to say? I just hammered him again for that. You know? So that's the difference between me and everybody else. Everybody else is all about, oh man, can I get close to the stars? Can I get an autograph? Can I get a selfie? That I did that. I'm not gonna lie, I used to do that. But I can tell you this: I never took a selfie with somebody that I didn't think I really liked in the performance. You don't see any selfies of me with somebody who the movie was awful. You ever see me with Joaquin Phoenix after Beau is Afraid? Did you see me with Emma Stone after Poor Things? No. Would you see me with anyone that's associated with Honora? No, because I'm not. That's not even fair to the people. The guy who said your movie's garbage and the worst Oscar winner of all time wants to take a selfie. It doesn't make sense. But do you think the average person in the space they would be all over that? They wouldn't care. There's one guy who added hair recently. Have you seen him? He used to be bald. Now he has a full head of hair. I don't know how that happened. I'm still trying to figure out how the dude went from bald to full head of hair. I don't know. Come in the comments and tell me. I have no clue. But that guy will hold back reactions, go hang out the party, and then send the reaction after. Whereas I'd be like, I'm sending the reaction now, walking into the party, so at least I know I don't have to go up and talk to this person because I think the movie's garbage. And that's the reason why a lot of times I don't want to go to these premieres or things, because afterwards the party's going to be really awkward. The only time I go to these events is when I've seen the film and I like it, then I'll support it. But I would never show up at an Honora party. I'd never show up at an Everything Everywhere party. I would never show, right? You only go to but that's not how the space works. The space is full of frauds, full of wannabes, full of glazers, and that's why they do it. They want to be around celebrity. Fuck celebrity. Be your own celebrity. These people mean nothing to me. They should mean nothing to you. They are actors. There's nothing they do that is more, at the end of the day, impactful than what you do, truthfully. So what? You're in a fucking movie. You did some things. Maybe your movie's great. Maybe it made $1 billion. Ultimately, every single person has some worth, not in critical space, like I said, but you know what I'm saying, is that we put these celebrities on a pedestal, and you're like, for what reason? Why? Why are we doing this? Turkey over ham for Thanksgiving. Quick, let's do it. Comments, hit me. Gongro, as many as possible. We'll do that. That was me. By the way, I was stalling and just going in circles there. Do you notice that? But it's funny because all of a sudden I feel like that's important to talk about. Most people, do you think Chris Tuckman would say that? Do you think Jeremy Johns would say that? Do you think Grace Randolph would say that? Do you think, name another, go. No, none of these people, because they aren't the real deal. The real deal is here. I am authentic. This is the gold standard for a reason. It is. End of discussion. I mean, it's not something, this is earned. This shit's earned. Sorry, one more time. Oh, wait, hold on. What was that? I missed it. Go back. Maybe. It's either, listen, this person either had a hair transplant or they had plugs, okay? And listen, I'm not going to lie. My hair's, dude, everyone's hair. When you get older, your hair just naturally doesn't, but this is real. This is not some fucking, I do not have a rug on, okay? So it's real. But the thing is, by the way, why am I mentioning this? I'm not going to say who it is because I'm just going to let you figure that out. But here's why. Because this person a few years ago said some shit, And I really should just say who it is, because at this point, I'm like, at that point, fuck you. But seriously, you're going to come and go from bald to fucking full head of hair and pretend that you're just like, we're supposed to like go what? That's not normal. I say this all the time. If I all of a sudden come on the stream and all of a sudden I'm bald, okay, would you not say what happened to your hair? Would you not say, hey, Eric, what happened? If I shave my mustache beard, would you not say, hey, what happened to the goatee? What happened to that? No, but when this guy goes from bald to full head of hair, you're supposed to go, what? That's normal? No. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to say, where'd the hair come from? I mean, if you want to have hair, it's fine, but you can't all of a sudden just have hair and expect me to not go, what? What the fuck's that? Dudes, again, if I all of a sudden do a stream and I have a shaved head, you're all going to go, what? Who's that? So what's the opposite? You're bald and you have a full head of hair. I'm not supposed to go, what? Who's that? It's the same thing. Exactly, Sid. Exactly. All right, guys, let's wrap it here tonight. That's it. I'm off to the beach tomorrow. Listen, wherever you're doing for Thanksgiving, go out. I'm at the point, my family's way back on the East Coast. Flying during Thanksgiving is a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to be hanging here. And I'm down with that. You know, I'm going to go down and play some volleyball in the morning. It's beautiful here, man. It's like 75 and sunny in LA. The beach's supposed to be 70 tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. I'll send a picture to prove I'm there, because that's what I do, right? I'm proven. That's the thing, right? These other people talk. They never prove it. Prove it. When you say it, mean it. Show it. And you know what? You're showing off. No, I'm showing it so you understand when I say something, it's the real fucking deal. Not these other people who talk, create an account with some kind of bullshit avatar, not even the real person. The real person's here. This is live, man. I'm not even editing this shit. I don't think I've ever edited anything on this channel. I've cut things out, but I've never edited something. Like, no. I sometimes wish I could edit out stuff. I could. But I'm like, screw it. Who cares? It is what it is. If someone's offended, so what? We're talking about movies. We're talking about someone who's a fraud, right? What are we talking about? Any other comments before we get out of here? But enjoy your Thanksgiving. Honestly, be safe, be sound, and, eat. You got Friday to work out. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, by the way, Friday, one of the busiest gym days of the entire year. You go to the gym on Friday, everybody who has a membership and the people who just signed up, they're all there. I got to work these calories off from Thanksgiving. Also, do not go to the grocery tonight. If you are still in need of something, you're on the West Coast watching me, do not go. I just went to Vons and Toluca Lake. I have never seen more people inside of a grocery store in the history of my time on this planet. My Lord, the lines were all the way down the aisles to check out. Even the self-check was like really long. And to show you what kind of person I am, this is a great story. This will. You guys know this is true. I had to go in and get a couple of things, okay? Not for Thanksgiving, just because I was out of some things. So I go to get in the line, which is all the way down an aisle with like bread and peanut butter and stuff. And I'm looking at people that are all in line to go to the self-checkout. There's 4 self-checkouts at the Vons in Toluca Lake. And I see someone with a cart with, no joke, like a full cart worth of shit. Okay? So I'm walking back, and I get in line, and he's like 2 or 3 in front of me. What do you think Weber said? What do you think Weber said to the guy with 50 items in his cart at Vons tonight in Toluca Lake as we were waiting for the self-checkout? You damn well know I said, dude, this is the self-checkout line. That's way too many items. I think I said it. You have like 50 items. I think that's a little too many for the self-checkout. And bless his heart, the guy looked like he was a little bit, kind of out of it. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. And he moved his cart and went to the other one. But no one in the line said anything. Like, why do can I just say this? This is the bane of my existence. That I have to be the guy, right? I have to be the guy who all the time, there, on the high. I always have to be the guy who comes in and has to say what needs to be said, including Vons. Why do I have to be that guy? Why do I gotta be the guy in the space who has to say Zootopia 2 is nowhere near as good as the first one? You're not gonna hate yourself, but you're also gonna be like, really? Yeah. But that's what I'm destined to do. I bet you're interested in Elizabeth Olsen's new movie. You ready for this? They invited me to that party for that film a few weeks ago, and I didn't go. I don't want to go. I'm done. Unless unless the event's in Toluca Lake, I'm not going. If it's in Burbank or Toluca Lake, I'll go. If it's in Century City, West LA, no fucking chance. I'm not driving over there. I don't want to run into the homeless. The homeless are everywhere here. I'm serious. Oh, Weber's being an asshole. Guys, we cannot have people living on the street in tents as you are walking around on the sidewalk. We just can't have it. We can't have that as a society. I don't know what the answer is, but we cannot have areas that have been completely taken over and you can't use the areas because you have people in tents on the street. And that's LA. Outside of Burbank, even Burbank has homeless now, but not in tents, but they're here. And I'm not, listen, I know that sounds like me saying I have, like, we're here on Thanksgiving, but I'm saying we have to come up with a solution. The solution cannot be we have people living in tents on the street outside of people where they're paying their taxes, they're doing their thing. We just can't. That's it. Listen, again, I don't have an answer. There isn't an easy answer. The only thing I'm going to do is take that option away. That option has to be removed. So once that option's removed, then you have to go to another option. So we have to remove that option and then come back to what could be better. And anything's better than that. It's not even humane for the people. Sorry, man. I mean, I'm out of here. I'm playing Try Everything from Shakira. But I'm just saying that's the reason I don't go to a lot of these events too. I told you the time I was down in Hollywood and the guy threw like a ball at the back of my car. I thought he broke the window. It hit the side like this, just like I went, what the fuck? Crazy homeless guy threw shit at the car. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And at some point I'm gonna leave LA. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna leave. I'm out of here. And I won't miss it. I mean, I'll miss sometimes some things, the beach. I'll miss AMC 16, Burbank, because it's such a wonderful complex with all those theaters over there and all the options. You can't beat it. But, beyond that, there's movies in other places. It's not the end of the world. I've been here long enough. I just don't know when that's going to be. But at some point, we'll pull the ripcord and we're out of here. All right, thanks for being here. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Again, be safe. Go support cinema, whatever it may be. Go see Sentimental Value this weekend. If you have it near you, go see Sentimental Value. That's your best film in theaters right now. And then I'd also look for a film called Rebuilding from back on Sunday. That's a small film with Josh O'Connor. Great film. I like both those films. Really cool. Some good stuff out there. Zootopia 2. Take it or leave it. Thanks for being here on this Thursday night. We'll see you back here on Sunday. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Peace out.